Len Nevin here with Loyalty Home Group at eXp Realty. Today I'm standing in Val Vista Lakes in Gilbert, Arizona. This is located in the East Valley of the Phoenix metro area. This is one of the most historic neighborhoods here, not only in the East Valley, but in the Phoenix area as well. So stick around, you're going to want to learn a little bit about this community, its history here in Gilbert, and what it's doing for the rest of the community today. So if you're interested in Val Vista Lakes, stick around. So if this is your first time to our channel, make sure you like, subscribe, and of course, ring that bell for more information about Gilbert, Val Vista Lakes, the East Valley, just Phoenix in general, really in the state of Arizona as well, because we cover all sorts of different parts of the state, things to do, where to live, where to eat, all that fun stuff. We get phone calls and emails and text messages from people like you every single day. Please reach out. We'd be happy to answer any questions that you have, whether you're looking to move in 9 days or 9 months. It really doesn't matter. We'd love to answer those questions. So feel free to reach out after you're done watching this. Anyways, this is Val Vista Lakes. Val Vista Lakes, what they did was back in 1984. So this has been around a little while, but back in 1984, they filed the CC&Rs for this community. They broke ground shortly after that. What Val Vista Lakes encompasses is 800 acres of land. I'll say that again, 800 acres of land. So it's housing, it's commercial. You've got some commercial over here. You've got apartments over there. You've got, obviously behind me, you've got the Val Vista Lakes clubhouse. So it's a lot of space. When you look at the lake, there's 75 acres of lake. So 75 acres of waterfront. I don't know what that equates to as far as, how many miles or how many, miles of shoreline, but it's a lot of lakes. So there's different lake communities. You've got West Lake, you've got what we call the main lake. And the main lake is really the biggest of the lakes. It's got multiple communities that are attached to it. One of the biggest communities in there that is a lake is Lakeside. And Lakeside actually equates to Lakeside East and Lakeside West, but it's just, that's kind of more of an internal term, but it's just basically Lakeside. So these are really big, lakes. It's a lot of water. One of the things that I love about this community is when you look at the clubhouse, one, as you're driving up north on Val Vista Drive, it's stunning, right? There's tall palm trees all the way down the road. It's bright, it's green. It's a beautiful scenery. I was told once that the developer had visited Pasadena or maybe grew up in Pasadena and wanted to kind of, mimic that look and feel of living in Pasadena here in the desert. So, that's one of the other things that makes this community really unique. To me, one of the biggest things that, as I was doing my research that I thought was pretty interesting. So let's go back, right? 1984. So back in 1984, when these CC&Rs were filed, the town of Gilbert had 16,000 people in its population. 16,000. And the design of Val Vista Lakes was to be home to 12,000 people. So imagine one community was looking to almost double the size of Gilbert. Val Vista Lakes became the crown jewel for the town of Gilbert. Now, if you don't know about the town of Gilbert, at one point in time, it was the fastest growing town in the country. Obviously, we're landlocked now, so it's not going to be as easy to, maintain that fastest growing, mantra. However, it's been rated in the top 10 of the best places to live, best places to raise a family, safest places to live, year after year after year. I remember living back in Chicago, and this little town Gilbert kept popping up on my radar when we were looking to move out to Arizona. And, especially living in Chicago, we were pretty happy to see, wow, this place is, it's rated really, really high because, it's just one of those things that, is important to people as they're moving across the country. So this community really helped launch Gilbert. Gilbert wouldn't be what it is today if it wasn't for this community, and I truly believe that. As you drive around, as you look around, I mean, you've got beautiful architecture, you've got everything that you can look for, in a community. This was one of the things that really appealed to me when we were looking out here was, you have condos, you have townhomes, you have, homes on small lots, homes on medium lots, homes on large lots, single story, two story. I mean, there really is a home for anybody in any budget here in this community. Back when this community was built, the townhomes were selling, the condos were selling for $50,000. Those go upwards, way above 300 at this point. But just imagine, if you could go back in time, jump in your DeLorean, let's let's pick up one of those bad boys for 50,000 and get a few of them while we're at it. But on the other end, they had $1 million homes back when this home was, this community was being developed. So what they were doing is they were selling the lots, and people would build custom homes. So you go back through the architecture. There's communities where the developer had 3 or 4 floor plans, and they put those up. So you've got what we would call like a tract home. Obviously, the condos and the townhomes are going to be in the tract category, but then you have semi-custom homes, and then you have full custom homes. And so you'll see a combination of that, which is great because some of these neighborhoods nowadays, I mean, you literally have 5 floor plans, maybe 6 throughout the entire community. And when you have 2,000 homes in a community and they basically all look the same, it becomes very humdrum. So that's another unique feature of this community is the fact that they started building in the mid 1980s and then they continued. I mean, when you look, you can still see a lot of these homes were built between 1995 and 2005. There was still a lot going on. Now originally they were hoping to have the whole thing done by 1990 or something like that is what I read, but economic conditions, things like that delayed that. But when you look around, I mean, it just turned out really beautiful. Right now, as we speak, there's no longer any lots available. From my research, living here, the last 2 lots were built out. I think the newest home is either a 2018 or a 2019. In fact, one of the newer homes actually just resold recently in the community for 2.5. So once again, you can get in here in the 400s, or you can get in here for the multi-millions, and there's a place for everybody. Back to the clubhouse, some of the amenities that people really love about it is you've got the beach pool, you've got the junior Olympic pool, you've got tennis courts, you've got pickleball courts, there's parks all around, there's miles and miles of trail. One thing that I really like is there's a trail that runs kind of right through the center of the community, and that trail has a light off of Guadalupe. And you can get a light so you can cross safely, and that trail just keeps going south. And so, for runners or, bikers or anything like that, that's a great spot to be able to just right inside your community, and you can be safe on a trail for miles and miles and miles. I've used that trail many times in some of my marathon running training and things of that such. So that's kind of the gist of it. The other thing too that a lot of people don't realize about Val Vista Lakes is there's over 20 different neighborhoods inside of this community. So imagine that. It's not just one big neighborhood, but it's a master planned community with over 20 different neighborhoods. Inside of these 20 different neighborhoods, or inside this 800,000 acre footprint, is commercial. You've got the car wash, you've got restaurants, you've got the pool stores right down there, additional restaurants, ice cream shop. I mean, there's just plenty of amenities that we have access to. There's office space that a lot of people either own or rent. Some of the office space right there. We're right across the street from Dana Park, which is a great high-end shopping and another dining central type place to go to grab some food. So you really, like I said, you can't go wrong with our location. We're right off the 60. So imagine you've got to get anywhere in the valley. being right off the 60 gives you that ability to get where you need to go as quick as possible. I mean, I know for me as a fact, when I've had to get up early and I've got an early flight, I can be from pulling out of my driveway to the airport. I think the longest it's taken me, or the quickest it's taken maybe is probably better to say, but I've gotten there in 15, 17 minutes. And that's not driving like a maniac. That's just driving the speed limit with obviously no traffic, because it's, you know, that 60 really helps get you around where you need to go. So if you have any questions about this community, anything in Val Vista Lakes, we're going to be covering each individual neighborhood in its own video. We're going to do another one just specifically on the clubhouse and the amenities, the parks, the trails. There's so much. I mean, I can make this a 3-hour video just talking about the beautiful parts, you know, of this community, the people who live here, the businesses that are run out of here, just, you know, the recreation, everything that you can do. And, you know, and I could probably add another 2 hours to that. So we're going to break this apart in some different videos, but reach out if you have any questions. You know, there's some homes available in here at all times. You know, sometimes there's a lot, sometimes there's not a lot. Right now, there's really not a lot of homes available in here, but there are a few that have come up on the market recently, and you'll have a link in the description down below to check out those homes that are available. So be sure to check that out. Once again, make sure to like, subscribe this video to our channel. So if you know, have any questions or you want to get the updates on what's going on, that you can get those right away. You know, we're happy to answer any questions that you have. And, you know, like I mentioned before, if you're looking to move in, you know, 9 days or 9 months, you know, please reach out. We're happy to answer any questions that you have. We'll see you next time.